Okay, I hope my screen is visible now, right? Okay. Okay, so these are the questions, MCQ questions I have taken from Made Easy platform. So Made Easy is another like private institution which works in the preparation of competitive examinations. So if you are preparing for GATE or IES, in that case, their material, study material or question banks are very useful for the preparation. So I have taken this from one of these. There are some MCQs related to basics of the thermodynamics. So we'll take one by one. Now let us go to the first one. An open system is the one in which first is heat and work cross the boundary, but the mass cannot. Mass crosses the boundary, but the heat and work do not. Heat and work mass cross the boundary. None of heat, work, mass cross the boundary. So you have to tell me which one is the correct answer. You can put your comments in the chat box also, no problem. Yes. Yes. So the question is about open system. We have seen there are three types of systems, right? Closed system, open system, and isolated system. Closed system is the one in which the energy transfer can take place, but mass transfer cannot take place, right? So we have seen the systems like this. So if you take the example of this simple water bottle, in this water bottle, if I close this water bottle, the energy transfer can take place. That is, heat can flow inside, it can flow outside also. But the water cannot flow outside if it is closed. So that becomes a closed system. Open system is the one in which both mass and energy transfer take place. Okay. An isolated system is the one in which none of the or neither mass nor the energy transfer take place. So that is the isolated system. So here question is asked about the open system. So correct answer here it will be option number C. Okay. So many students have given the answer number A. Answer number A. This is related to closed system. That is mass transfer cannot take place, but energy transfer can take place. Okay. So most of the students are wrong. Correct option here for the answer is option number C. Next is which of the following, question number 2, which of the following is not a point function? So we have seen that point function versus path function. In path function, the properties like heat and work are the point function. So where their value depends on the type of path followed. Point functions are those, they are independent of the path followed. Their values depends on the states. Which of the following is not a point function? Okay. So let us go one by one. Temperature, yes, it is point function, irrespective of path followed. Its value depends only on states, state 1 or state 2. Pressure, similarly, it is also a point function. Energy, yes. Energy in the sense, if we, the correct option here should be internal energy. Internal energy is again point function, but the power is depending on work, and work is a path function. So here correct option or the answer will be D. Now let us go. I hope you are understanding what I am explaining here. Let us go to the third one. Which one of the following is an intensive property of the thermodynamic system? So I was explaining you intensive versus extensive. Intensive are the independent of the mass, and extensive are the dependent on mass. That means if the mass in the system increases, decreases, the extensive property also will increase and decrease. So intensive, independent. Yes, volume is meter cube per kg. As you divide the mass, volume will also decrease. Temperature, yes. Temperature is independent of mass. If you divide a piece of metal into number of parts, temperature of each sub part will be same. Mass, obviously, energy, yes, it is also an intensive, extensive property. Correct answer here it is temperature, B. Now let us go to the next one. So all these questions I am taking from Made Easy book. I'll share this PDF with you shortly. Which one of the following is the basis of temperature measurement? So here all laws of thermodynamics are given: zeroth law, first law, second law, third law. Which one forms the basis for the temperature measurement? So correct answer, just like in last lecture we have studied, that is zeroth law. Zeroth law forms the basis for the temperature measurement. That means, if you remember, there were three bodies A, B, C. In that body C was replaced by thermometer. So that is from the basis for the temperature measurement. So question number 5. Absolute zero pressure will be when molecular momentum of the system becomes zero at sea level at temperature of minus 273.15 Kelvin under vacuum conditions. So which one is the correct answer? Yes, chat. So come on, chat. Show how much understanding you have. Show your power. Yes. Okay. So correct answer it is option number A. When the molecular momentum of the system becomes zero. So please honestly give the answer. Don't search for Google or don't go for downloading this PDF from Google, etc., etc. Just be honest. Just give be honest opinions. So if honestly, if you make mistake, that will be understood. But if you are cheating, like looking for answers in Google, you are cheating yourself. Correct answer here it is when molecular momentum of the system becomes zero. That means system is under zero pressure. What about sea level? What will the pressure at sea level? Anybody can answer. What will be the pressure at sea level? What will the pressure at sea level? Now, Pranali Gaikwad, pay attention. What I'm asking here it is, what will the pressure at sea level? Yes. So I'm surprised that nobody is answering this question. What is the pressure at sea level? Obviously, it will be atmospheric pressure. It will be 101.325 kilopascal. Yes, it will be atmospheric pressure. As simple as it. As we move up from the sea level, जेवढं तुम्ही त्याच्या वर जाताल तेवढं तुमचं pressure drop होत जाईल, right? So you can check the elevation of you on your railway station. So for Pandharpur the lower compared to, as you go to the Himalayas, in that case again pressure becomes low, density of air becomes less, so it becomes very hard to breathe in that area. Now at temperature of minus 273.15, so there is a third law of thermodynamics which will take shortly. It says that at the temperature of minus 273.15 Kelvin, that means at 0 degree Kelvin, not the 0 degree Kelvin, at 0 degree Celsius, okay, that will be freezing point of water. No, not this is not will this will not be freezing point. This is invalid, right? So third law says that at absolute zero temperature, that is at 0 degree Kelvin, the entropy is zero. but this is not related to that. Last one is under vacuum conditions, but not necessarily it will be absolute zero pressure. Yes, absolute zero pressure will be below vacuum conditions, but not necessarily in the vacuum conditions. So it will be below at the datum. I will go to next. The standard fixed point of thermometry. Standard fixed point of the thermometry is ice point. Ice point means 0 degrees Celsius. Or will it be a triple point? Or will it be boiling point? Or will it be a sulfur point? Okay. So many of you may not be knowing, but it is a triple point. Okay. So triple point is the point where all the phases of water are coincident. That means there will be water also in liquid, there will be water in gas, and there will be water in solid also, that is ice. Okay. Okay, this is very interesting question. Seventh question. A system comprising, now the answers are here. I know answers are there. Okay, how to hide answers now? You might have seen already the answers, right? Okay. Yes, answers were there. Okay. Question number 7. A system comprising of single phase is called closed system, open system, heterogeneous system, or homogeneous system. Single phase means homogeneous system. I hope it is correct. Yes, homogeneous system. So there are two systems, homogeneous system and heterogeneous system. So very simple example for this can be given a tea. When you prepare a tea, in that case, so wait, I think my network is unstable. Yes, it is now. So when you prepare a tea, you add tea powder, you add water, you add milk, you add sugar, you add etc. Other things if you want to add. In that case, you add all these things, but after some time, the mixture becomes unique. Unique means the mixture becomes homogeneous. Heterogeneous means even if you add the mixture, if you take example of bhel, we eat bhel, right? Bhel puri. Even though he add chirmure and all the ingredients, we can say that they are not mixed together, like they are not becoming unique thing. So that mixture is heterogeneous. So that way it becomes, so if there are multiple phases present in the system, we can say it is a heterogeneous system. That means if you take example of water containing ice cube. So if you add ice cube to the water, in that case, there are two phases. One is solid phase, that is ice, another liquid phase, that is water. So in that case, we can say it is a heterogeneous system. Okay. Now, mixture of air and liquid air is okay. A pure substance, not a pure substance, homogeneous and invariable in chemical composition throughout its mass, one having relative proportions of oxygen, nitrogen constant in gas and liquid phases. So this is yet to be covered. There is a separate chapter for this, properties of pure substances. Pure substances mean their composition is same. If you take example of water becoming a steam, okay, we know steam, we can consider it as a gas. In that case, it becomes a pure substance. So there is no additives to it. Okay. So here, if you consider air, there will be only air. There will not be other gases to it. If you take solid, let us say metal, copper, there will be only copper. So that is a pure substance. There is no mixing to it. So here correct answer will be, if there is mixture, there will be, it will not be a pure substance. Okay. So wait. Some problem with this PDF reader, I don't know what. Okay. Next is when mean free path of molecules. Okay, this is not also covered to you. This is related to gas equation, ideal gas equation. Next is most of the real processes are quasi-static, non-quasi-static, adiabatic, isothermal. Quasi-static I already told you. These are very slow processes. एवढं स्लो होतं की तुम्हाला असं वाटेल की प्रत्येक पॉइंटला ते इक्विलिब्रियम मध्ये आहे. Adiabatic, you know, there is no heat transfer. Isothermal, you know, the temperature remains constant. But non-quasi-static means these are the fast processes. And in our universe, most of the processes or real processes are non-consistative. Okay, I hope it was supposed to be you giving the answer, but I thought at this stage I should help you. Okay. Now next was heat and work interactions. Okay. Let me check where are the numericals in this, then we can proceed. So just wait, some problem is there in this PDF reader. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. So again, the examples, we'll take some other examples here. Okay, so this is another quiz. I think I already have taken. Let us discuss this one also. So first law, this is a quiz I have created. Basics of thermodynamics. Okay, we'll take. So first law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created, not be destroyed. Energy can only be created by sun. Some energy is lost to the environment. So which one is the correct statement for the first law? Yes, chat, one chat. Yes, option number A, correct. Energy cannot be created, not be destroyed. It can change the forms. Okay. Moving to the next. Now, second question is related to second law thermodynamics. We'll take shortly. Specific heat, yes. What is the specific heat? The amount of energy it takes to raise 1 kg of substance by 1 degree Kelvin. The internal energy of the object. The measure of kinetic energy of an object molecule. So which one is correct answer? Yes, option number A is the correct answer. Specific is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a unit mass by 1 degree Celsius or 1 degree Kelvin. Thermal energy is the internal energy of an object, the temperature of solid object, heat transfer through liquid. So very tricky question and very unusual question it is actually. So thermal energy is what? So here correct answer according to me will be the internal energy of the object. That will be the thermal energy. Next is temperature is the measure of average kinetic energy of the molecules of an object. The amount of thermal energy it takes to raise 1 gram of substance by 1 degree Celsius. An object's internal energy. Again, very tricky question. Yes. So correct answer is A. Temperature is actually the measure of average kinetic energy of the molecules of an object, right? Temperature generally gives you an idea that what is the condition of gas at molecular level. If the temperature is higher, molecules are continuously vibrating at higher kinetic energies. Okay. So in just another words, we can say it is a measure of average kinetic energy of the molecules of an object. Okay, so two questions are there back to back. A conductor is, what is an conductor? A conductor is a material that thermal energy travels through easily. A material that energy does not transfer through easily. Energy that travels in the form of electromagnetic waves. So, what is the correct answer here? Yes. Yes, obviously, conductor is a material through which thermal energy travels very easily. Now, next question is insulator. What is insulator? A material that energy does not transfer through easily. A material that thermal energy travels through easily. Measure of kinetic energy of an object molecule. Again, in this case, correct answer will be A. A material, the energy does not transfer through easily. Okay, or the heat transfer rate is very low. Okay. Again, two questions back to back. What is conduction? Very tricky question here. What is conduction? Transfer of thermal energy through solids. The transfer of thermal energy as electromagnetic waves. The transfer of energy, thermal energy through liquids and gases. So already I have told you there are three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, radiation. Yes, correct answer, as most of you are giving A, thermal, to transfer of thermal energy through solids, right? What will be this one? Option number B, what it suggests? Yes. What does this option number B suggest? The transfer of thermal energy through liquids and gases. Yes, Akanksha, great, great. Thank you, thank you. As Akanksha and Sudhir has correctly said, convection. What will the third one? Transfer of thermal energy as electromagnetic waves. What it will be? What it will be? So it will be. Yes. Anybody want to answer? The third one, the option number C. Yes, Sudhir, Akanksha. Others also please participate. Otherwise, you have to depend on these two people at the time of your online examination. Okay. So I have seen last semester your senior batch, DSY, they have used very unethical ways to pass the examination, which I came to know later. I also scolded him. But if you think you can pass MCQ examination, yes, easily you can pass. But there is no ethics into it, right? There is no moral into it, right? You want to become a person of good or high morals, right? and that way you should follow ethical practices. You don't go with unethical practices, right? If you follow unethical practices, you will become a person with very low morals. So try to be a better person every day, every moment. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. Convection is the transfer of thermal energy through liquids and gases. Yes. Option number A is itself is correct. So I will not read other options. Radiation, again, in this case, the transfer of thermal energy as electromagnetic waves. So option number A. So I will not read other options. Yes. Okay. Celsius scale. What is the Celsius scale? Water freezes at 0 degrees and boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Is it a Celsius scale? Water boils at 212 degrees and freezes at 32 degrees. Is it a Celsius scale? Or is it water boils at 273 degrees and 373 and boils at 373 degrees? Which one is the Celsius scale? Yes, Asavari, Diptesh. Good, Kalyani. So option number A is correct. When you use the Celsius scale, that is degree Celsius, what we write is, so in that case, water freezes at 0 degrees and boils at 100 degrees, right? This is a Kelvin scale. What you see, option number C here, water boils at 273 degrees. So it should not be boiled, it should be freezes at 270 degrees and boils at 373 degrees. So that way you can say it is a Kelvin scale. Okay, so this is very, next question is very easy. I will not take it. Okay. So question number 14, a unit of heat, that is thermal energy, is it joule or is it joule per kg Kelvin or is it degree Celsius? Very simple, unit of heat is joules. Okay. If you go into power, that will become watt. Joule divided by time, that will be watts. Next is geothermal energy uses dash dash to heat and cool a home. Internal energy of earth, natural gas or solar energy. So let me tell you what happens in geothermal homes. In that case, we are passing air through underground pipes. So as air passes through underground pipes, in that case, heat transfer takes place and the air gets cooled, right? Because if you go below earth or below ground surface, the temperature keeps on reducing. So if you go, let us say 5 meters below ground, in that case, you will observe almost 5-degree temperature difference. Okay. So what I will do, I will lay the underground pipes at 5 meters below. I will pass the air through that underground pipe. So air will be cooled and that cooled air can be supplied to homes. In this case, we are taking advantage of internal energy of the earth, right? We are taking advantage of internal energy of the earth. Okay. Yes, very tricky question again. Thermal energy always travels from dash dash temperature to dash dash temperatures. So is it higher temperatures to lower temperatures or lower temperatures to higher temperatures or higher temperatures to higher temperatures? So option C has no meaning. It is just useless option. To select between A and B. Thermal energy always travels from dash dash temperatures to dash dash temperature. Does it transfer from higher temperature to lower temperature or does it transfer from lower temperature to higher temperature? Yes, lots of B's are there in the chat box. Yes, chat. It is not expected answer. Yes, so there has given correct answer. Aditya, good answer A. So correct option is A. Thermal energy always transfer from higher temperature to low temperature. Okay. Naturally, if I take example of cup of tea, so it is at higher temperature, outside air is at low temperature. Heat transfer will take place from higher temperature to lower temperature. But if you take example of refrigerator, in that case, scenario is different because we are applying external work in the form of compressor. Okay. So in case of refrigerator, the thermal energy flows from lower temperature to higher temperature. But in that case, we are applying external work. Without applying external work or naturally, heat transfer takes place from higher temperatures to lower temperatures. Oh, okay. So those who are present last lecture, they will be able to answer this. Zeroth law of thermodynamics states that so read the statements. These sentences are very long, so that's why I'm not reading it. But read it, and we are covered in just in last lecture. So select and correct option according. There's lots of B's I see in the chat box. Okay, so if the chat says B, it will be B. If two systems are in thermal equilibrium, then third system will also be in thermal equilibrium. No, I don't think. Two thermal systems are always in thermal equilibrium with each other. Two systems not in thermal equilibrium with third system will not be in thermal equilibrium with each other. When two systems are in thermal equilibrium with third system, they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. So this is correct system. Correct answer will be D. How students are giving answer B? Okay. It will not be B. It will be option number D. Read the difference between these two sentences. This B says if two systems are in equilibrium, then the third system will also be in thermal equilibrium. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. If two systems are in thermal equilibrium, that means their temperature is same. But third system temperature may be different. Right? Not necessarily it has to be in thermal equilibrium with two systems. But say the option number D, when two systems are in thermal equilibrium with each third system, right? That means A is in thermal equilibrium with C, B is in thermal equilibrium with C. So A and B will be in thermal equilibrium with each other. Option number D is correct. So two questions back to back I will take. A closed thermodynamic system is the one in which there is no energy or mass transfer across the boundary. There is no mass transfer, but energy transfer exists. There is no energy transfer, but mass transfer exists. Both energy mass transfer can take place. So which one is correct answer? A closed thermodynamic system. Okay, closed. It is a closed system. Okay. Again, people are making mistakes. Not expected from you. Correct answer is given by Avantika. Yes, good. Again, Pragati, good. So just now we are covered closed system is the one in which mass transfer cannot take place. So त्यांच्या डोक्यात हे फिट करून ठेवा. क्लोज सिस्टीम म्हणजे त्यातून मास आत बाहेर जाणार नाही. दुसरी गोष्ट आहे एनर्जी. तर क्लोज सिस्टीम मध्ये एनर्जी ट्रान्सफर होऊ शकतो. ओके. जर तुम्ही एनर्जी ट्रान्सफर पण बंद केला तर ती सिस्टीम बनते आयसोलेटेड सिस्टीम. ओके. करेक्ट आन्सर इज बी. 19. Which one of the following is an intensive property? Okay, again, intensive property is the one which is independent of mass. It does not depend on mass. So tell me answer. Come on, fast. Which will not depend on mass. Yes, correct answer is C, pressure. Good. Now next, which one of the following thermodynamic processes approximates the steaming of food in a pressure cooker? In a pressure cooker, which process we can have? First option is isenthalpic, that means enthalpy remains constant. Isochoric, that means volume remains constant. Isobaric means pressure remains constant, and isothermal, that means temperature remains constant. So pressure cooker is a good example of which one of these processes. Pressure cooker is an example of which one of these processes. Yes, chat. Come on, chat. Option number C by Asavari, Satyajit, Akanksha. Okay. Yes, good. Vinayak. Yes, Suraj. Not Suraj. Suraj, you are wrong. Isobaric. Okay, see what I will explain. Isenthalpic means energy. Enthalpy means, in short, energy will remain constant. No, because we are supplying heat continuously. Isobaric means volume remains constant. Yes, obviously the volume of pressure cooker will remain the same from start to end. That is correct answer. Isobaric means pressure. So pressure is increasing, right? That is why it is called a pressure cooker. The pressure continuously increases inside the pressure cooker. Isothermal means temperature remains constant. So continuously we are heating. So that means temperature will increase. Next, measurement of temperature is based on which law of the thermodynamics. Again, same question it is asked, it will be zeroth law. Joule's experiment, okay, it is not covered in the syllabus. So this is again very tricky question. Let us see how many of you can answer it. The property of thermodynamic system is it a path function or is it a point function? Very tricky question. So please try to think. If others are saying an option, we should not go with their options. Okay, try to be an independent thinker. Okay, don't be a sheep, be a lion. Sheeps don't have independent thinking. Lion have independent thinking. Okay, sheeps follow others, but lion become leader. So you be a leader. Don't become a follower. Or you can become follower of a good leader. So property, that means pressure, temperature, these are the properties of system. These are always point functions. So correct option here it is B. Heat and work, these are not property of system. These are just happening in the processes. Properties means we by which we can define the system. I can define a system by its temperature, its pressure, its volume, etc., etc. So these are the properties and these are the point functions. Okay, correct option here is B. Most of given the answer A. Not accepted. Pragati, good. Okay, next we'll go. Okay, this is very interesting. Sudhir Rao, explain please. Okay, so Sudhir, for you, I will explain. I have to take help of a whiteboard. Okay, let me just check if I can sketch pad. Okay. So see Sudhir, this is a PV graph. Let us say this is pressure versus volume graph. Okay. And this is a state one. Right? Let us say this is state two somewhere here. Okay. Wait, sorry. So this is 2. Now the process goes from state 1 to state 2. So sorry. Okay. Now see properties of system. Whenever I say properties of system, these are independent of the path. That means if at point 1, if the pressure is P1, right? At point 2, pressure is P2. I hope my screen is visible. I don't know, right? In that case, what will happen? If it follows this path, let us say it goes by another path like this. So in both the paths, if you compare pressure at the end and the beginning, and the end, these are independent of path. ते ह्या पाथनं जाऊ दे किंवा या पाथने जाऊ दे. System कोणत्याही पाथने जाऊ दे. The initial value was P1, final value was P2. So that is why it is a property of system and it is also a point function. But if you take example of heat and work are dependent on path, right? How? If you take work by this path, this will be W1, correct? If you take by this path, this will be W2, because path is different, so the work will be different. So it is not a property of system as well, it is a path function. I hope, Sudhir, you have understood. Yes. Is it okay now, Sudhir? I hope. Anyway, if you still not clear, you can type in the chat box. I will explain you later. Let us move to the next. A balloon which is initially collapsed and flat is slowly filled with the gas 100 kilopascal has to form it into a sphere of 1 meter radius. The work done by the gas in the balloon during the filling process is. So very common example is there. They are asking that there is one compressor is there, right? It will continuously fill the balloon with compressed air at the pressure of 100 kilopascal. 100 kilopascal is again atmospheric pressure, and it will initially balloon was nothing. Now it will become a sphere of 1 meter radius. So you have to calculate the work done during that process. Very जनरल एक्झाम्पल, एक बलूनला तुम्ही फक्त फुगवलंय आणि त्याचा डायमीटर झालाय 1 मीटर रेडियस, तर तुम्हाला त्या प्रोसेस मध्ये जे वर्क झालं अंडर 100 किलो पास्कल ते तुम्हाला मेजर करायचे. So can anybody solve this or give any hint how we can solve this? Example number 24. Can anybody just give a hint? Afterwards, he can calculate it. How to calculate work in this case? Yes. So fast, we have 5 minutes only remaining. We have to cover 9 more MCQs. So see here, the work done in this case, it will be integration PdV. Again, in this case, this process is isobaric because pressure remains constant. So it will be P into V2 minus V1. So V2 means in final volume, V1 will be initial volume. Initial volume we can take 0. V2 will be the final volume. Now here you have to take volume of sphere. What is the formula for volume of sphere? So I think it is 4/3 pi r cube, correct? So do the calculation, calculate the volume, final volume, that will be the volume of sphere into pressure 100 kilopascal. So that will give you work in kilojoule, because here we are taking in kilopascal. So after calculation, that work should be in kilojoule. So with you, I will also calculate on my mobile. Can see. Radius is 1 meter cube. Okay. And this into 100. So it will become 4. Yes, I have got the answer. Anybody? Asauri also has got the answer, correct? Sudhir, correct. Okay. So I will explain for those who did not understood. For them, I will explain again. See here, here work done will be equal to PdV, pressure into changing volume. Pressure is known 100 kilopascal, V2 minus V1. So V2 means final volume of sphere minus V1. V1 means initially there was no volume because there was no air inside the balloon. V2 minus V1 means V1 will cancel, V2 will be volume of sphere, that is 4/3 pi r cube. Calculated it and into 100. So that will become the answer number C, 418.9. C is the correct answer. So C is the correct answer. Now next, a closed system receives 60 kilojoule of heat, but its internal energy decreases by 30 kilojoule. So the total work done by the system is. So this is related to first law of thermodynamics. Here you have to take help of first law equation for closed system that we have seen, that is Q is equal to W plus U. Okay. When the closed system receives heat, that means it is a positive quantity. When it says internal energy it is decreased, so that will be a negative quantity. So like that way you can proceed and calculate the work done by the system. Yesterday I have given you both the formulas, one for closed system, another for open system. Closed system, the formula is Q is equal to W plus U, and in that case U is internal energy. So here the system receives 60 kilojoule, that is a positive quantity, but the internal energy is negative, that is decreased by 30 kilojoule. So first calculate how much will be the work done. Option number C. Okay, no, it is not correct. Again calculate, because system receives 60 kilojoule, that means it is a positive quantity. So see here, Q is equal to W plus U. This is formula applicable for only closed systems. Right? Here it is receiving 60 kilojoule. This will be positive. Here internal energy decreases by 30. That will be negative. So here it will be 60 is equal to W minus 30. I hope my screen is visible, whatever I'm doing. And here the W will be equal to minus 30 will go there and it will become plus 60 plus 30, that will become 90 kilojoule. Is it understood? Okay. Right. Option number A is correct. Which one of the following is not a point function? So you have to basically look for path function. Here path function is power. Option number D. So many of the questions are actually remaining. Okay, these are related to second law. So we'll take later. Okay. I think this is sufficient for today. I hope you have gained some confidence in the basics. In next lecture, we'll take some numericals related to first law of thermodynamics. Then we'll go towards the limitations of the first law, and then we'll start the second law. Right? So with this, we'll stop today. Please enter your roll number in the chat box so that we can conclude. Just enter only roll number. Don't write any SY, SE, SC, anything. Just write your roll number. Again, if anybody is facing any problem, please ask. One student has asked me for the PPT of this chapter. That will also I will share in the study material sheet. I will also upload the lectures of this in our study material sheet. Okay, so don't worry. I will provide all the study material to you. Only expected thing from you is your hard work. Right? Attend the lectures, solve all the numericals. Slowly you will gain the confidence. Once you gain the confidence of the first chapter, remaining chapters are very easy. Like you will easily understand the concept. Right. So with this, we'll stop. Thank you for attending.